It's the book of Alpha running, man, homie. Read it or weep.
Hey, what's good, man? What's good? It's your man, Dr. BOA. R&B singer Marcus Houston has recently received the prototypical old bird backlash for marrying a young tender. He's 39, she's 19, and they just recently got married. And of course, you know, the old birds and wild bangers have been giving him quite the time because for some strange reason, they assume that a man who's 40 should be interested in marrying a 40-year-old woman. Now, I'm not saying anything's bad about 40-year-old women. I'm just saying that at that point, a man your age is looking to, shall I say, not necessarily greener, but younger pastures. Let's take a deep dive on this one. But first, let's elevate to a higher plane. Prepare for takeoff.
Chuck Diesel.
Now, we know that whenever a young man decides that he's going to marry a younger woman, there's this huge issue with it. There's always a bunch of backlash. And the thing is, there was a time when all of the backlash came from older women. Now some of the backlash comes from other men. Men will tell you, man, I don't want no woman that young, man. What I'm going to do with a woman that young? What you going to do with a woman that young is enjoy her youthful exuberance. Enjoy that young, spry physique. Enjoy the fact that obviously he came across a young woman who didn't have many miles on her. It is possible to find a young woman who doesn't have many miles on her. I mean, guys who say that all women have a bunch of miles on them, those guys are wimps, man. Those guys are simps. Because not all women have a bunch of miles on them. What we have to understand is this. The majority of men aren't getting sex from beautiful women like that. So you can meet a woman 19, 20, anywhere between 19 and 25, where if she looks good, if her body's tight, then she's gotten way more attention and gifts and pursuit from men than she's had to have physical interaction with them. We all know this. So when you think about, here's a man who's made a success of himself. He's been blessed enough, man, to find success with the talent that God gave him. And he has a bit of notoriety. So, of course, he's going to have better pickings and better options and choices than a man who doesn't have that level of fame and notoriety and possibly that level of financial success. So why shouldn't he be able to pick whoever he wants to pick? A woman feels like she can. Older women marry younger men all the time. Nothing said about it. The same people who complain about him marrying this younger woman, they will look at a woman who marries a younger man and say, look at her, get it while you still can. If you got it, flaunt it. All of those types of things. Even men say this. You see, the problem in this society is unlike Marcus Houston and unlike myself and the men of the alpha sphere, men care too much about what women think. Women's opinions should not matter to us. And we'll talk about that more on tonight's show. So y'all be there, man, 8:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we'll go into 10 things women say that men should absolutely ignore, but beta males get caught up on anyway. A lot of times, people want to dictate who you're attracted to. They want to say that if you're attracted to a younger woman, you shouldn't do that because it's just wrong. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. When you look at the law don't say it's wrong. And morally, it's not wrong. You mean tell me morally it's wrong for a man to deal with a legal adult? Now, granted, in some states, the legal age of consent is 16. I do think there's a line that you just don't cross. In this society, we haven't been raised to cross that line. So it's weird for a grown man to deal with a 16, 17-year-old just because the law says you can. But when we're talking about, out of high school, college age, we get into a different ball game. You understand? We're talking about getting into a level where a woman can make reasonable and prudent decisions, as can a man. But we don't complain about younger men dating older women or older women dating younger men or marrying younger men. We just look at the man and say, what the hell is wrong with you, bro? You 20. But no one's saying that. They're looking at the man like he's some type of pedophile or he's some type of creep. When in all actuality, I feel like this. If you're a man and you 40, and for whatever reason, I know some beta male simp man Johnny gonna come say, well, she Dr. BOA, she just want him for the money. She just want him for the fame. She just want him for this and she just want him for that. You always talking that stuff. Now you won't give him props, but you won't give me no props because I can't get no woman. Well, you know what? Unsubscribe. Okay, unsubscribe. But before you go, sucker, let me tell you this. The problem is we worry too much about why women want men, which means you worry too much about that man would, which is something that we don't do over here in the alpha sphere. That man is entitled to be with whoever he wants to, and if he's with a young tender, and she feels him enough and he feels her enough, where they're gonna have this time together, it's not gonna be forever. It never is. There is no such thing as forever. None of us will ever live to see forever. But if he's enjoying his life right now, man, as long as he protected himself on the financial end with a prenuptial agreement or, you know, whatever type of agreement he has to make sure that he don't get taken to the cleaners on the back end, then that's wonderful, man. Enjoy your life, men. Enjoy your life, regardless of what these angry women and what these beta male simp manginas say. Enjoy your life. If you have an opportunity to be with a woman who floats your boat, you be with a woman, man, who brings you that excitement, to be with a woman who makes you feel alive inside, to be with a woman, man, you can't keep your hands off of, to be with a woman who you love to have in your presence, to be with a woman who's a willing participant and contributor to your rise and your success. Hey, man, who are you to let anybody tell you that you shouldn't deal with that woman? Don't be such a simp that you allow people to pull you away from that, which makes your life better. Because when it all boils down, it's your life. You live your life the way you want to live it. As long as you ain't breaking no laws, and as long as you ain't hurt nobody without cause, then you go ahead, man, and do the best thing for you. So salute to the brother Marcus Houston, man, for finding him a young tender that he vibe with and doing whatever he felt like he need to do with her. Now, me, myself, of course, you know, I wouldn't have married her, not legal marriage, but that's not my decision to make. That's his. We're not even talking about marrying a woman. He was already getting backlash before he married her. He was getting backlash just because when people find out his girlfriend is 19. Okay, so what? So what? Let me tell you what the problem is with a lot of these women who complain about that. When they were 19, no one wanted to marry them. The man that they got with when they were 19 didn't want to marry them. He probably just slept with her, dropped a baby off in her, and then everything fizzled out. And she ended up being a 20-year-old single mother as opposed to a 19, 20-year-old wife. The only women who have a problem with Marcus Houston marrying his 19, 20-year-old woman is women who couldn't get that when they were 20 and still didn't get that when they were 30 and still probably don't have that when they're 40. So they're looking at themselves and they're his age and they're wondering why they've never been able to get that. That has nothing to do with Marcus Houston. It has nothing to do with the young tender he married. So salute to the brother Marcus Houston and any other man out here who is involved with a young tender who loves his dirty draws. And as long as you ain't breaking no laws, more power to you, homie.